Welcome back everyone. In the last video we bought this place and now we can finally get our hands on it.
We did have a rough renovation plan and we did share that with you guys, but what we're gonna do today is we're gonna walk this property and we're gonna develop a specific scope of work. Exactly what we're doing in every single room, and I'm old school, so I write it down. All right, so in here, we're gonna strip all these walls down, all the paneling, all the plaster and lath. It's all coming down because I want to reroute some electric. We've got no ceiling lights in here. I don't want to be like just all lamps. We're not going to go crazy with a bunch of pot lights, but we will put a fixture. We have all baseboard receptacles right now. I want to move them up into the wall. After we get these walls stripped down, we're going to see which walls are load bearing and which ones aren't. We've got a couple different plans. We're probably going to move this support over a little bit. So when you come down the stairs, it opens up directly into your living and dining room, and you're not walking right into this wall. It's not real enclosed. But with these old houses, and it's a strange house, I don't know how it's laid out. Until we can get eyes on it, we'll make the decision then. Moving into the dining room, we're thinking that whether we're able to open that up or not, we would like to do a railing here to give it a more open feel when you're coming down the stairs. That will involve moving a couple switches and electric, but again, in here has all baseboard receptacles, which we want to move up.
Now we went back and forth on all of this a lot because we were like, well, we should keep the paneling and just paint over it and try to keep the renovation more budget friendly, but it's like, at what point are we just doing a disservice to our future selves? We have the time and the resources to do a full renovation right now while it's empty, while we have the time to do it. It's like, it's always hard to go, do you go budget friendly or do you just do what you really want to do? And given this market and given where we are and knowing that we want to keep this property for a long time, we feel like just doing it all out now, it makes the most sense.
If this was the other market we invest in, we probably wouldn't be doing this whole stripped down renovation where we're putting up new sheetrock. We would just patch. But in this market, we want to be at the higher end of the units and finishes. Jump onto the MLS, look at rentals, see what finishes people are using. That's how you can go about choosing maybe what you put in yours.
And like, this is our house and I don't really want paneling, so.
I love when you say things like that.
So behind here is the kitchen. We're thinking about just opening up it a little bit, just so it's not such like an enclosed room. But the potential problem is that if we're gonna be taking out the carpets and using the original hardwood underneath, we aren't sure what goes into the kitchen.
Yeah, it is. It's actually got that cool old look, like where the seams are not like perfect. And I love that. Like,
and then it goes underneath here.
yeah, it looks like it goes underneath here. What's that?
There's another floor.
Are you okay with me peeling a piece of this up?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
just
I got
plot.
Luan under it. But it does look like it comes underneath here. This hardwood is the subfloor, so it's definitely going to be underneath this plate. So now we're going to move into the kitchen, where this could go one of two ways. Once we start pulling the flooring up, what sort of damage and funky stuff people did. Honestly, with these old houses, you don't know until you start opening things up, because what's going to happen is the baseboard's going to come off and a big chunk of plaster is going to fall off the wall. Now all of a sudden this wall's got plaster all missing and you're like, okay, now I got to feather new into old, and it's like, like Lauren said before, at what point is it stupid and let's just pull it all down and sheetrock it? We'll see when we start working.
So the general idea in here is we're gonna take out the appliances, the cabinets, everything. Kyle's going to remove this window altogether, and then that gives us 2 full walls to work off of. So we're gonna keep the same floor plan, you know, kitchen, sink. We're gonna put in a dishwasher, and the stove will stay over here. We'll do all new cabinets, we'll do all new lowers, all new uppers. We'll keep these 2 windows, obviously, and it will look super cute.
What kind of countertop are we going to use?
We're definitely gonna go either quartz or granite. I don't know exactly which one yet. And now into the laundry room. So back here is a laundry room, which is pretty cool to have on the first floor, not in the basement. We're not gonna really touch this until after we move in because it's livable, it's usable, it's fine. But we will definitely probably do some sort of flooring, we'll do paint, we'll pretty everything up, but for the most part it's gonna stay the same. Kyle wants to put a half bath back here. We will see. I'm not saying anything more about that.
Which is already a win for me. If she doesn't shoot it down right away, there's hope.
And then upstairs are all of the bedrooms. They're pretty decent. We're not really gonna touch them, but we are gonna do something to the bathroom. So let's head up there and I'll show you that.
As we make our way into the bathroom, we're definitely gonna be replacing the shower head because if you saw the inspection video, you'll know why. There's no wall back here. So I hate that. Subflooring is definitely gonna get water rotted at some point. My plan is to just strip all this tile off, frame up a back wall here, and then just retile this surround. The tub looks like it's in really good shape, so we're gonna keep the tub. And then everything else in here, honestly, is pretty decent. Just a new medicine cabinet and light fixture above the vanity, but in here should be pretty light.
What are you doing, Dad?
I'm just having some
We
fun.
like to eat outside anyway.
Sit on the floor. Go ahead.
This is fine. Meditate.
So Lauren's parents came down and put us to work.
Oh, this only has.
They put us to work.
Well, where's that screwdriver?
In our own house.
Hello out there in TV land.
My dad's actually pretty famous. He is the voice of the town that I grew up in because he is the football announcer.
That's right, doing a job in June.
Didn't take long. But I got my first cut. And I haven't even done anything. Trying to decide whether we're going to take this plaster and lath down or whether we're going to just sheetrock right over top of it. And what I like to go by first is your window framing because it's a real pain to have to cut window framing back. So where these studs are in here, I'm about 1.25 inches. If I were to put sheetrock onto it, I would need the thickness of 1.25 inches to bring me up to the window framing so that trim can sit flush right onto it. So I'm thinking that we're gonna sheetrock right over top of it because extension jambs are a lot easier to install than having to go around and trim all the window frames back. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing.
Great idea. You got some beautiful knotty pine pieces of wood here. They're individual 4-inch pieces. They can be repurposed. All right, they're gonna go on sale cheap. So look out, we'll be there for you. Rock and roll.
My dad has the best ideas. We were just gonna throw all the paneling out, and he was like, "No, this is worth something on Facebook Marketplace." So my dad and I are taking the pine down, and then it comes to my mom.
I am putting it in bundles of 6 and tying it up, and then we will store it. Ready to get it sold. Make it easy for people to carry.
Exactly.
All right, while they are downstairs pulling that paneling, I'm gonna jump into this bathroom. Really, really glad I came across this because this is exactly what I was talking about downstairs, trying to figure out whether we're gonna do an extension jam or maybe pack out those studs. This is a perfect example. So it seems that they pulled all the plaster and lath out of this bathroom, sheetrocked with what looks to be about 1/2-inch sheetrock, green board, and you'll see that these windows were installed when there was plaster and lath. So the frame sticks out farther than the sheetrock. See how there's this big gap here? I can actually stick my finger behind there. And what all they did was they put, I love seeing the way people rig things up. They put some sheetrock tape and then just painted it. Yeah, obviously you can't have that and you don't want that. So I will probably end up pulling all this window casing off this sill, and I'll have to trim back that frame. I've done it before. It's not fun, really kind of obnoxious, but we'll show you how to do it when I get there. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull all this trim off. Well, that was easy. And get back to it.
How's everything?
It looks so nice outside. I love your porch.
Parents' approval?
Oh, absolutely.
Purpose wood.
So what does Kyle have you doing?
Sheetrock's coming down. See what's behind it.
What do you think's behind it?
Nothing. No insulation. Balloon construction.
All right.
See.
Now that I got this floor up, And I'm probably just gonna lay this LVT right over top of this old tile because it matches up real nicely height-wise with the hallway. So I'm done with the flooring for right now. I'm gonna move on to pulling this surround and the tile off of this little short knee wall.
We never have a functioning toilet, stove, and refrigerator while we're renovating, but this house has all three, so taking advantage of that, and we're gonna have a warm lunch.
If you had a microwave, it'd be so much easier, Laura.
Don't have a microwave.
I know, just saying.
Want to take that from me? Well, we knew we were getting dirty today. It's coming off okay. The framing actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to. I'm going to end our tile probably at this row right here, or like right around right here, so that this can actually have a vent and not be part of it. Like this old vent of theirs came up over the tile, which is like obviously like either an afterthought or a whoopsie.
All right, let's go have lunch, come on.
Okay, start. Oh, buddy. Buffet style. Did you yet?
No.
Oh my god. What's the place called? Giuseppe's?
Yeah.
Uncle Giuseppe? Papa Giuseppe? Who is it?
Uncle Giuseppe.
Uncle Giuseppe.
So anytime you see something that looks like this, at least in this area, one can assume it's a chimney. And we're big fans of exposing the chimney because it's brick, it's always super pretty. So, I don't know, exposed brick in a bathroom? Let's go for it. So we got all the paneling down in this room, and now we can take it down in the dining room.
This is pretty cool. Dave Baldwin. His finest minor league campaign was in 1965. In case you were wondering. Like the wet bandits with that thing.
Yeah, I know. It's a murder weapon.
Crowbar is up. I got the tile surround all down, and I've got it to the height that I want it. I'll be able to run some hardy up and then just enough room at the top to feather in some green board, and I can spackle that out. It'll look really nice. Got the flooring up. We found that they had some ceramic tile underneath, and Laura and I kind of discussed, I think we're going to do LVT, and we're just going to run it right on top of this tile. As for the vanity, I started to kind of really, I talked to you guys earlier, kind of went back and forth about 3 or 4 times. Decided we're just pulling it. It's not that good of quality of a vanity to start designing things around it. So I'm going to get a vanity that actually fits in here. We don't have to do any spacers or anything like that. As for the window, I undressed it because it's just all out of whack. So I'm going to have to do some finagling with it, but we'll get it looking really nice. As for this, I love finding hidden chimneys or hidden exposed brick. I think this is going to add a really cool design look because Lauren and I really like brick and black together. So this with like a little like black metal TP holder right here. Pretty excited about it. It's like a blank canvas and we're gonna get it looking great. One thing that we did find that we did not account for was this like nick in the porcelain. It's definitely old because there's some rust on it, but we didn't see that initially and we didn't account for having to buy a new tub. The one that we replace it with is gonna run about maybe 150 to 200. But again, that was right in our face. We probably should have seen that one, but we didn't. Now we gotta replace it.
So a lot of the demo happened in here. Our parents came down and helped us out. As we were taking the paneling down, we had to make some decisions. Were we gonna go down to the studs? Or were we just gonna go down to the lath? But I think we're in a good spot. And then we started demoing a little bit in here. So took this wall down. We're probably gonna end up taking the lath down and doing it straight to the stud. But we did bundle up the paneling. My dad thinks we could sell it on Facebook Marketplace or something for maybe like a DIYer. If you're in the New Jersey area and you want it, let me know. I think we're in a good spot. That's it for this weekend. In the next episode, we're gonna continue demoing down here, but we're gonna start putting the bathroom back together upstairs.
We've got 60 days to make this place livable for Lauren and I, at least good enough for us to move in.
Think we can do it? Let us know. We love having you along with us on this journey, so you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment below, and follow us along on Instagram at Rentals to Wealth.
Peace!